Hello and welcome back to Where the Demon Lurks, the Morris route. So, if you recall, I believe that Morris and Kobu went to... I'm struggling to remember what he was, but I believe his name is Mr. K. And he did like this whole domain expansion type thing where he was, I guess, protecting himself or fighting against this other guy who was using a whole bunch of souls of people that were following him. The cultists, I believe that's who they were. So he was powering himself with the cultists' energy, I guess you could say. And with the combined efforts of Morris, Kobu, and Mr. K, they were able to defeat him. And I believe Mr. K also ate him at the end. So if all three stories are running sort of parallel, meaning Toast, Morris, and Lucian's story, that means that I guess the cultists, whatever it is that they were trying to do was for the sole purpose of, I guess, taking down other supernatural things. Not really sure yet. I guess, we'll find out either here or eventually. Because I know the cultists do have to do with the Archon, who is related to Morris, or at least who is connected to Morris, I guess, is the better word. Anyways, so yeah. According to Libra, we will be seeing a whole bunch of new characters, so yay. Anyway, so yeah. I guess without further ado, let us continue Where the Demon Lurks Morris route. Chapter 4, My Father, the Monster. The roar of thunder accompanies a howling downpour, an oppressive orchestra that crushes the soundless mood in the air. You, Morris, and Mr. K are seated around a glass coffee table. The Kraken is in the prime position across from the both of you, his presence commanding the room. It's hard to ignore your status as guests within Mr. K's domain. Morris smiles as you both wait. It's the businessman's smile that he puts on when you first met him. The Kraken pulls out a sleek smartphone from his coat and types away. Once done, he turns his attention to the both of you. So, I assume you two aren't here by coincidence? No, we didn't really plan to show up tonight. Jin said that you were under attack. Them. You gulp when he emphasizes them. Excuse me for a moment, gentlemen. With a snap of his tentacles, black smoke puffs to the Kraken's right. Jin appears from the smoky air. What? Mr. K, how nice to... Mr. K's tentacles wrap around the snake's throat and pull him in until they are eye to eye. And where have you been, my petulant genie? Gah. The genie desperately grabs at the tentacles, clawing for mercy. An entire cult storms my gates, and I didn't even hear a word from you? The same cultist that I told you to get rid of days ago. Explain yourself. Jin's face turns a bright shade of blue. I don't think he can, breathe. Mr. K loosens his grip just enough for the snake to gasp for air. The Kraken lifts the snake until his tail hovers a smidge off the ground. I can explain, my liege. My powerful, benevolent liege. Morris leans over to whisper. This is not gonna end well. You better make it good, or all the blood spilled today will be on your hands. I was caught off guard. I was working so diligently to break into their camp to destroy their source of power. But I was too late. They had completed their ritual, and woe is me. I did everything that I could do to stop them, but they nearly ripped me to shreds. The snake claps their hands as though praying to the Kraken to give them mercy. You couldn't have imagined how glad I was to know that you survived, sir. Mr. K's eyes narrow. For your lamp's sake, you better hope that I don't find a scrap of proof that you're lying to me. Never, sir. Now go. Take stock of all the damage in the compound and get them fixed. Yes, sir. Right away. Mr. K flings Jin back through the broken doorway and off the banister, conveniently missing the next person to enter. Good day, Jin. Fuck you, Junior! Goodbye, Jin. You hear a loud thud following the unmistakable groan of the Naga. The person at the door is a well-dressed octopus. The gentlemanly cephalopod carries a tray of teacups and a pot. You assume that this is the butler. Morris leans over to you. That's Mr. K's son, Junior. Oh. I suppose Jin will not be needing any refreshments. Morris and his +1. Junior nods at you both, and you return the expression. Junior walks in and sets the tray down. He pours tea into 3 cups. When he opens a sugar bowl, you're taken aback by the sight of bright blue spheres. Do you two take sugar candy with your tea? Milk is fine for me. I'll be fine with a cube of either brown or white sugar, please. Junior reaches out for one with a spoon, but Mr. K holds out a tentacle to stop him. None for me tonight. You're hurt? I am not going to die from a flesh wound. Distribute what we have to the injured. I've already done that. Those seriously wounded were sent to Kibbleton Hospital. Dr. Desiderium insisted he oversee their recovery. We need to discuss what to do with the thing. It's fine. They know about the gate. Have you heard from Maki? No, he was unreachable, but I wouldn't worry about him. A staff member I contacted said that he was busy partying with his guests. I don't think that he's even aware about what happened here tonight. I'll have a word with him later. For now, let us entertain our guests. The father's tone feels familiar. Though calm, he carries himself with a dignified authority. A twinge of envy fills your heart. Their familial relations make you think of what you could have never had with your father. Junior finishes preparing the tea and hands everyone a cup. He stands next to his father while pulling out a tablet from his pocket. Back to our business at hand. You came to my aid today, but you mentioned that you wanted to meet me. What exactly do you want, Morris? Their familiarity leaves you an outsider. You press yourself against the edge of the sofa and stir your tea, anything to avoid butting in. We know about the underworld gate. We want access to it. Mr. K runs his tentacles across the tendrils that would make up his chin, if he had one. He says nothing until a straight boom of thunder shakes the estate. I think that's Mr. K. How exactly have you become privy of this information? You already know how I did. And you know that I took out the demon that was roaming around Kibbleton as per Jin's request. The Kraken's tentacles on his face slide against one another like someone tenting their fingers. How convenient that he left your role out of this report. Regardless, even if you did help me, that does not mean that I must return in kind. Hear us out. It's not even for me, it's for my friend here. The boar pulls you close to show you off to the Kraken. You try to smile but can't stop your eyes from twitching. What does this one have to do with the underworld? Morris shakes her shoulders. Go on. Tell him. Me? You do it. It sounds better if you say it. Ahem. You both stop your juvenile banter. Sir. Mr. K, sir. My name is Kobu. What I mean to say, my friend King, he's been taken by demons. I would super appreciate it if we could use your gate and just go get him back. Demons? How? Mr. K scoffs. Here I thought those bastards had already retired, kidnapping the living. How did you get involved with them? You take a deep breath, recalling the lie that you gave Morris. I pissed off the Demon Lord. I didn't keep my end of the bargain. Let's just leave it at that. Mr. K's deep chuckle startles your nerves. A broken deal? I find that hard to believe. The Demon Lord has always been contentious, but I've never known him to be swayed by trivial things like deals with mortals. Strange. He speaks of the Demon Lord as though they share a history, but you've never met this creature before. What do you know about the Demon Lord? Mr. K sips his tea. What don't I know about that sword-wielding fiend? Corrupted to the core, he'd lie, cheat, and slay innocents to get his way, all for his precious underworld. Does it mean paw? It couldn't be. Are you sure? Maybe it was a real mean minion? I never forget him. Even amongst us who dabble in deceit and murder, he stands above the rest. He'd make you call him a savior while he burns your home to the ground. Then again, I wouldn't be surprised if the decades that he spent sitting on his ivory throne hasn't reduced his constitution even further. Happens to all lowlives. Your claws dig deeper into the palm of your hand, every statement a slander upon your father's name. He's lying. What would he know about my father? It must be because Pa prevented their kind from further wreaking havoc among mortals. Ugh. Just get through this. Just get through this, Kobu. This bottom-dwelling, soul-devouring scum has nothing on you. Well, I don't know about that. The Demon Lord that I encountered didn't have a sword. He went by Vendrick. What a shame. Someone got Zangics before I did. They really are monsters. Junior taps away at his tablet. Yeah. I'm not asking much here. We just need to get in, get my friend, and leave. Your pursuit does not interest me, boy. The worth of one soul is not equivalent to years of work. But the ringleader shoots you a look, and you shrink back into your seat. Then, what is of equal value? The Kraken taps the rim of his teacup with a spoon before setting it back down. His gaze is intensely fixed upon Morris for a little longer than you'd want. You. Wait. Morris? He's in love with you? What? I don't think that's what he's implying, Kobu. Not to say that I'm not flattered, if that's what you meant, Mr. K, just that I don't see you in a romantic light. Not that you aren't a good catch. I mean, in the right light. Silence! I'm referring to the deal that I offered you the day that we first met. You want me to work for you? Your powers are tremendous. With our guidance, think about what you could achieve. You say that, but we both know what you really want is a demon in me, isn't it? Can you blame me? It is a useful weapon. Not to me, and no offense, but I don't think that you can control it as well as you hope. You seem to be doing quite the sorry job yourself. Haven't you been needing more batteries lately? That watch of yours is straining to keep the beast at bay. Maybe if the monsters that created the watch made it a little better, I wouldn't be needing so many batteries so often. It's not the tool at fault, Morris. Your demon soul is growing. Soon the watch may not be able to hold it back. Period. How about this then? Allow the two of you to use the gate in exchange for the soul of your demon self, Morris. Morris's eyes widen. You can do that? Of course. You'd be free from your suffering, and your friend could go save their ally from the underworld. All you need to do is sign here. With a snap of their tentacles, a vial materializes and opens up to reveal a detailed contract. A pen also emerges next to Morris's face. The fur on your back stands on end. Ethereal blue light surrounds the folder. You swear that you can hear the faint call of the contract, reaching out to your friend. That's no ordinary contract. If that Kraken's fighting powers are anything to go by, that thing is dangerous. Go on. Morris stares at the document. He gulps as his trembling hands reach for the pen. Whoa, don't do that. You snatch the file away from the board, breaking him out of his trance. Hey, you gotta read these things before you sign them. Didn't anyone teach you that? Wait, what? Your years in the office have granted you the ability to speed read through legal jargon. You flipped through the papers once before going back, jabbing at a section. Aha! You said that this deal is for the demon half of the soul, but you didn't specify that Morris will be kept safe during or after the process. For all we know, you could just end up killing him during the extraction. That's an unknowable factor. Bet you happily left it out of your explanation. You shake Morris by the shoulder. You can't take this deal. You think that the demon side of you is a separate creature, but what if it isn't? Come on, man, don't say that. But you have to consider it until you prove otherwise. Don't do this. The tentacles that cover the Kraken's mouth wriggle about, ready to gobble you up whole. I'm beginning to see why the Demon Lord wants you dead. I'll be dead before I let you take advantage of us. Okay, we're shouting. Maybe we all gotta tone it down a little. What would a puny mortal like you understand about magical contracts? Only mortals would think of dishonoring their agreements. I know enough. Don't try to act all high and noble. You'd say anything to eat a soul. A cool female voice emanates from Junior's tablet saying, "The cow says moo." All of you turn to the younger octopus in the room. The file and the pen evaporate away into nothingness. Apologies. That's the only soundboard that I have on this. I think that this is time for me to interject. Pa, I don't think you're being fair to them. They did help us out. My own kin, taking the enemy's side. Unbelievable. I'm not taking anyone's side. We just need a deal here. We can use their help to manage the demons that are popping in and out of town now. Our members are in no condition to face them. If these two want to use the gate, they can work for it. After today's attack, it's more dangerous to have our own people continue such work. Soft as always, Junior. Didn't I teach you better? You taught me to be strategic, Pa. I think this deal will be more effective. Perhaps over time, Morris may even see being fully employed by us isn't that bad. Fine. Wait, so are you offering us a temp job in exchange for using the gate? If everything goes smoothly, we should have the gate up and running in about a week. I will specify it like this. You will serve us absolutely to complete the gate's construction, doing away with demons or foes that threaten the security of the rings until the gate is ready. Although, I suppose if you get rid of Morris's friend here, we'd save ourselves the trouble of dealing with the demons. Hey, nobody touches him. He's mine to protect. Junior chuckles. Very well then. Let's stick to what I proposed. Does that satisfy you? I suppose. Great. Then let me create the contract. You brace yourself to see how strong of a contract he conjures. He taps on his tablet and you hear the clunking sound of a printer coming to life. Behind him, on Mr. K's desk, a printer spits out several pages. Son, you could have just asked me to make a magical contract. Pa, I'm sure that the legal powers of the lawyers at Howlett and Pelicanard are enough for this. Can you give us a minute to talk about this? You can have the corner until the contract is fully printed. You both walk over to a corner of the room, out of earshot. Should we go through with this? I wish we had more time to decide, but I doubt that we can leave without making a choice. I don't see any other way. We need them to complete the gate, and it would be better to make friends rather than you enemies. There's Mr. K's offer. You're still considering it? No, just drop it. Morris sighs. Fine. You're the customer. You both return to the sofa. Junior has a contract ready in his hand. We'll take the deal. Junior's deal, to be specific. Then let's sign and make it official. Huh? Oh, one moment. We've reserved the right to reread the contents of the new contract. You swipe the document one more time, and again, jab at a few spots you deem unfair. You argue your case to Junior while trying to avoid Mr. K's gaze. At one point, you borrow the tablet from Junior to make edits at the relevant items. The printer hums back to life, and it isn't long for you before the both of you are ready to sign. Junior picks up the document and reads it through quickly. You wait with bated breath that he doesn't make a big deal of what you rewrote. The octopus looks at the papers and back at you. Junior signs a document with the ink of his tentacle. Are you sure about that? It's nothing too important. I wouldn't sign it if it was. With a wave of Mr. K's hand, the file floats over to him, then Mr. K does the same, signing with his own self-made ink. Then it reaches Morris. He takes a while to read the contract before signing it with a pen. Last, it reaches you. A cold chill runs up your spine. You scrawl your signature upon the document. The contract returns to Junior. The contract is sealed. Welcome to the rings, boys. Yay, I suppose. Morris says this without an ounce of enthusiasm. What happens now? A driver is waiting for you at the entrance. Leave your phone number with them, and I'll send a copy of the signed documents through. And we'll reach out to you soon. Sure. Mr. K's lack of contribution after his son's proposal bothers you. You stand to leave, taking a moment to observe the remnants of the cult leader before you. A lone black jacket lies on the floor. How it survived all of that is beyond your understanding. What are you doing with that? It's just a jacket. I figured that I could keep it as a spoil of battle. You actually need to get it back to Toast. It could be what he's looking for. Do we need to assess it for its worth? I sense no magical properties from it. Let him have the rag. Thank you for your kindness. Let's go. You both hurry out of the mansion. As Junior mentioned, a black sedan awaits you both. You and Morris don't speak through the drive back to your apartment. The storm doesn't die down, unlike your energy. You're sheepishly heading up the steps of your apartment with Morris by your side. Do you mind if I sleep over? The rain's not letting up. Sure, I can clear up the sofa. Oh wait, Lucian's here. I don't mind sharing your mattress if you're okay with it. Totally. I might accidentally hug you like a body pillow though. I snore, so I'd say that's a fair exchange. You both exchange a brief laugh before you reach for the doorknob. He's here! He's back! Quick, the door! The sound of Lucian's hurried footsteps follow and the door swings open. There you are! Do you know what time it is? Where have you been? I've been worried sick. Whoa. How did you get into my apartment? Toast pops his head from behind. Hey, you're back. Hope you don't mind. I let us in because of the rain. He was already inside when I arrived. I did not tell him to break in. Tss. You were going on and on about how glad your hair isn't all wet from the rain. Guys, fine. I'll give you a spare key next time. No more breaking and entering. I didn't break in. The ghost did. I just happened to walk in behind him. Can we continue this inside? It's freezing out here. Everyone enters the unit and sits around the living room floor. All right, now explain where you have been. Why was there a big black orb of expansive soul energy that formed on the top of that hill? The tracker on my halo couldn't tell if you were alive or dead for so long. Morris and you exchange nervous glances. Keeping your involvement with the mythical creatures a secret seems trivial compared to the bigger picture. Gary of all people needs to know that their kind are planning something. Swear upon your lives that you must never tell anyone in this planet what I'm going to tell you now. I'm already dead, but sure. Secrets. How annoying. He clicks his tongue. Morris puts his hand on your shoulder. We just signed a contract. We can't. Well, I trust them, and I doubt that they sell us out to the gang. Also, we can talk about it freely because... You pull out your phone and swipe open the signed contract that Junior sent over. You find the confidentiality section and tap at one of the clauses and show it to Morris. Confidential information excludes information that, subsection 4, is used and/or developed by the receiving party with use of or reference to the disclosing party's confidential information. Huh? Speak English. I think he means that clause allows them to freely speak about this gang's operations without repercussions, or at least until they've caught on. When I first read the contract, I saw some loopholes that required adjustments. When I was able to get my hands on the tablet, all I needed to do was to omit 3 letters from the clause to benefit us. So, what do you want from them? We want to get access to their underworld gate. They're building such a thing? Why? Isn't it obvious? It's a gate to keep the demons out. You shake your head. No, Toast. It's a gate that lets you into the world of demons. Good grief. How do I begin to explain all of this to Lord Gary? Lucian, it would be easier if you didn't get involved. The gang members are actually mythical creatures. things might get complicated. This couldn't get any more worse. No, I promised. I promised that I'd help. I will do what I can, even if it means from a distance. Are you going to tell Gary about this? Lucian shakes his head. I should not bother Lord Gary until I have more information. Raising the alarm too early may cause reinforcements to be sent, complicating things further. Previous versions of Lord Gary have never been the best at handling crisis. For now, this stays with all of us. I didn't really get what you guys are talking about. All this mythical Gary stuff. Are we all still helping Kobu get his buddy back? We are. Then that's all that I need to know. On a lighter note, Toast, look at what I got. You unfurl the jacket to show it to the ghost. The jacket! You got it! He grabs the garment and waves it around in the air. How do you know that's the right one? I know because it has Archon's scent still on it. This is the one! Kobu! I could kiss you! Hey, back off. Those lips aren't yours. Toast pays Morris no head. How'd you find it? I just got lucky. The guy who had it, he's dead. So I picked it up. Dead? Did you too? No, not directly. Let's not talk about it. I'm trying to forget seeing someone get split in half. Lucian nods. I gotta get this to Archon as soon as the rain lets out. Does this mean that we won't be seeing you around anymore, Toast? Now that your mission is complete? Oh, I didn't think about that. I wouldn't press your luck. Best you leave before I change my mind about exercising you. Same here. You say that, but I know you guys will miss me. Anyways, I think that we can leave that question for some other time. I'm beat. Very well, I will stand guard tonight. It's raining though. I will stand guard inside. So you fall asleep with Morris next to you. No cuddling happens as you are constantly being watched by the angel's piercing gaze near you. You have the evening shift tomorrow, so you sleep in. Right before the break of dawn, the hyena heads to the town park with a jacket in hand. He stops at the man-made river that cuts through the park grounds. Toast peers into the water, no reflection looking back at him. Recalling Archon's instructions, the ghost places his hand into the river. Archon, I'm ready. A fishing line with a purple lure flies out of the water. It wraps itself around Toast's forearm and pulls him into the river. Unlike being submerged into water, the sensation is akin to passing through a thin bubble. When he comes through the other side, the scenery is nowhere near the park. A ghastly but familiar person holds the fishing rod that pulls the hyena in. Yo, Archon, I got it! A tall, bulky-looking person with a bull's skull for a head looks at Toast without a single expression on his face. Not too far from where the biker stands, a small tent is set up next to a jet-black chopper bike. With the tug of the fishing pole, Archon's line magically unwraps itself and winds back onto the spool. Toast floats over to Archon while proudly showing off the jacket. Archon takes a deep breath of his cigar and lets out a heavy plume of smoke. His voice is husky, but it calms the ghost to hear him speak. By Hera's flaming tongue, you actually pulled it off. Toast's friend makes his way to the tent and takes a seat by a sturdy rock. Good work. How did you do it? A buddy of mine found it. The thief got taken out though. Ironic that the thief didn't see their own death coming. Archon takes a jacket from the ghost and puts it on. Still fits like a glove after all these years. The morning wind blows by without either noticing. For the ghost, what wind could be felt without a body? A stray leaf causes merely a passing tingle while the skull-faced biker ponders his feelings. Something the matter? Thought that you'd be happier that you got your jacket back. I am happy. I'm just seeing how long this feeling will last. And it's gone. He groans as he stretches his arms out. Joy is so fleeting. Is this what mortals call the emptiness of reaching your goals? Maybe that jacket isn't what you really were looking for. What do you think that I really need then? I don't know. Family? There's no such thing as family among the Pantheon. Oh, you crack me up, Toast. Toast looks in the direction of Kibbleton. Family? Well, I needed that. Are you ready to leave this town? Things are getting too dicey around here. Demons, cultists, and monsters popping up and blasting magi everywhere. Where will we be headed next? Now that I have my equipment back, we can head for New Mount Olympus near Las Vegas. The one that can help you is definitely there. Back to Las Vegas, huh? I don't think that I'm ready to leave. There's someone back in Kibbleton who's in deep shit and I owe it to them to help. That's honorable, Toast, but even honorable heroes can end up in Tartarus. Have you decided to stop pursuing your brother? No way, that's still on my to-do list. But I've never left a member of my crew back when I was alive, and I won't start doing it now. Archon takes another puff of his cigar. That's why I like you, Toast. Tartarus be damned, you have family and friends to protect. Is that your secret to everlasting happiness? Toast shrugs. Well, I'll wait for you to return then. Remember to find a river when you're ready to leave. No matter how hard I try, I can't rip a hole through the barrier that keeps all of you... Numas? Trapped here. Thanks, Archon. Before you go, have a bit of this. The biker goes to his chopper and pulls out a flask from his saddlebag. He pours out a small cap of the liquid inside and hands it to the hyena. Oh, your famous honey? Ambrosia. I've told you that many times. Well, your ambrosia honey tastes good. He drinks the entire cap and lets out a satisfied sound. Refreshing. It's like I've come alive again. That should clear your corruption once more. But be careful. I don't know what you'll face back in the town. If you feel that you'll lose yourself, leave. You worry too much, man. I'll be fine. It's me you're talking about. Yeah, I know. Then go with my blessing, go with the wisdom of Athena, and may Nyx's love bring you glory. He bumps Toast on the chest with his fishing pole. Wait, Toast is flung back into the river and re-emerges in Kibbleton Park. Back in the underworld, Amare and Fortis are leaving after consuming a delicious meal prepared by King. Amare attempts to open a portal to his workshop. What in the world? A barrier prevents him from entering his portal. Sparking cogs. Fear and anger swell up within the demon's chest. He sprints off in the direction of the elevator. The Frog General sits on top of the bridge that oversees the underworld city. Demons often gathered on this bridge to take in the view, admiring all that they've accomplished in the lifetime of work. Today, there was no one here but the loathsome general. His mind searches for words to describe this unrecognizable fear within him. He recalls Vendrick's message just after he settled with the fallen freelancer. Have the generals prepared to head to Earth. All of you are to put an end to Kobu. The paperwork for Amare's departure is almost complete. He will be the first. The rest of you better be ready if he fails. But, my lord, Amare is no fighter. He would never agree to this. He won't have a choice. I've already overseen that he obeys, or will lose everything that he cares about. There was no room for negotiations, no time to warn Amare. He could only do his part as a good tool should and obey. How loathsome. Nox, you've got some explaining to do. Amare rushes towards the frog, seemingly ready to thrash him. Why am I locked out of my own workshop? Even the elevator won't go to my floor. Nox croaks. Your workshop has been seized by the orders of Lord Vendrick. You will not regain access until you successfully capture or kill the convict, Kobu. What? To hell with that. He can't make me. He's made a written order. He wants you to report to him right away. I'm sorry. Sorry? You don't know the meaning of the word. Enraged, the Lynx demon aims his magic arms at the frog. The hands curl into fists that fly towards the frog. Amare, stop. Nox spits out his blade and deflects the fists with them. Stop? You never stop trying to tear our company apart. The mystic arms surround Nox. They glow blue and fire beams of light. Nox's floating hand launches its master into the air, just narrowly escaping the barrage of blasts. Stop this. Now. Nox spins like a cannonball and slams into Amare's chest before bouncing back onto his platform. The cat falls and loses control of his arms. I don't want to fight you, Amare. Ugh. Amare stands up and rushes towards the frog. If it was anyone else, Nox would cut them down before they could step into his shadow, but he can't do it, not to Amare. Amare lets loose his rage as he shakes his coworker violently. Did you even say anything when he gave this death sentence? It wasn't my place to question the demon. Preposterous. Everything that Vendrick does is questionable. Why? Why? He falls to his knees. The thought of losing all his creations, all those memories becomes too much to bear. What could the frog say? What would be enough to pull Amare out of his despair? Or would he only break him further? Did our time together mean nothing to you? All those days that we spent making music and dancing, was it just some sick joke? You think that you can stop caring once it gets tough? I don't know who the bigger fool is. You for blindly following Vendrick's orders? Or me for having the smallest hope that this was some long con? That you'd turn around and say that this was always part of your plan to set things straight. But there's no plan, is there? There's no future where all of this stops. A future where we could just be... Nox's webbed hands reach out to Amare's face, the demons finally looking each other in the eyes. Why? I wish that I had the words to tell you. There is so much that I don't understand about myself. But never will I ever want to hurt you. He pulls from his cloak a silver cube-shaped device. On the top surface sits a small disc. That's the prototype music player that I left in my workshop. Nox places the box in Amare's hand. I don't know what to take from there, but I remember that you showed me this the last time that we were together. I wanted to fill it with our favorite songs. This feeling, it's guilt, isn't it? Where does it come from? Why, when I am around him, I feel so uncertain? Nox pulls away from Amare. Why can't I tell him what I feel? Am I even supposed to have these feelings? Perhaps I am defective. I'm sorry. Vendrick is waiting for you. Best that you don't keep him waiting. The frog turns and floats away towards the darkness. He hesitates for a moment, contemplating turning back, but there is nothing else for him to do. He disappears into the darkness, leaving behind a dejected Amare, who holds a hand out to the frog he loves, hoping that he'll come back. You awaken to the smell of bacon and eggs. Morris? Morning. The boar walks over from the kitchen with a big plate of food. He sets the food on the coffee table next to your mattress. Lucien follows from behind and places down 3 cups. I made tea. I didn't know that I had tea. You had loose tea bags. They didn't expire yet, so Morris said that it was safe for you to drink it. See? It wasn't that bad, right? No, but I don't see how learning how to make tea will advance my career. You're such a workaholic. Kobu, get cleaned up and chow down with us. Okay. After a reinvigorating shower, you sit down for breakfast with the others. The simple yet filling meal hits you just in the right spot, especially after last night. However, the schemers of this town seldom rest. Your phone is ringing. Hello? Good morning, Kobu. Your stomach churns as if it wants to spit out your breakfast. You shoot a wide-eyed stare at Morris, and he stares back and nods slowly. I'll be giving out your instructions today. Come by the mansion. Bring Morris and don't keep us waiting. Okay. Junior hangs up the call. We've gotta go. The gang called. I should follow along. No, they are on high alert since the attack. You might be detected. We'll come back and let you know what happens. Just be on the lookout for Toast. You really think that he'll come back? I don't expect it. I don't know. Is it weird that I wish that he would, though? Yes, but for today, I'll wait. Go, don't keep our short-term allies waiting, and get home safely. You nod in acknowledgement and leave with Morris. As Junior and Mr. K await their new recruit's arrival, the duo have one other appointment to attend to. Mr. K stands within his office, a laptop and attached projector sit upon the desk before him. Junior enters the room having just completed his call to Kobu. Junior, this thing keeps asking me if I want to upgrade my antivirus. What virus dares to invade my territory? Just ignore it. It's just an advert asking for more money. Fine, then stop wasting time. Those two will be here at any moment. Junior nods. Junior opens up a messaging application on the laptop and calls someone. A video of a female peacock with round glasses and adorning a yellow sari appears. Her name is displayed on top of the video, Tanya. She has a clear British accent, which I'm not even going to attempt to do because it's going to sound weird. Darling, hello. Tanya. He says her name with excitement. Have you had your lunch, darling? I had a piece of toast and coffee this morning. That's hardly anything. At least make a chapati. I will, sweetie, after I'm done with my afternoon work. Pa's here too. Tanya, how is my favorite mortal-in-law doing? I'm doing fine. Been managing the clothing store in Minda. Oh, Minda, where did you get those bubbles? Her voice carries a mix of fear and excitement. She flips the camera around, pointing it at the bright pink baby octopus in a dress. She's floating midair with large bubbles surrounding her. Minda just started making bubbles from her hands and floated. The child octopus giggles loudly as she spins around like an astronaut in space. This is bad. This is great. Excuse me? My daughter is floating. This means her powers are developing. She could be a powerful Kraken. Remember how she made water float last time? Don't remind me. I was hoping that all this magic thing would go away. She's 5. She's supposed to be learning her ABCs and how to play games with her friends. Boys, focus here. Minda hasn't had her lunch yet. How do I get her down? She can get herself down. Bring us closer to her. The camera moves closer to the girl. Minda, look, it's Grandpa. Grandpa, I'm flying. Yes, you are, Manette. Think you can reach the ceiling? I'll try. Junior shoves his father away from the laptop. Minda, no. Listen to Papa. Papa, look at what I can do. Yes, dear, that's very impressive. Can you please come down? That's dangerous. He raises his voice when she tells her to calm down. His daughter appears startled and floats back down. Her bubbles pop away. Thank you, Minda. That's not safe for you. What did I say about using your powers? Minda keeps her hands behind her back and looks away from the camera. I'm not supposed to. Right. You'll scare Mama if you keep doing that. The camera flips back to the mother. Okay, thank you, dear. I've got it from here. Mr. K steps into the camera's view. Go easy on her. She is just discovering who she is. I know, Kay. I'm assuming that this is normal for a Kraken child. She isn't a Kraken. She's just an octopus like any other girl. Tanya narrows her eyes. We'll talk more about this later. She turns to her daughter. Minda, you ready to eat? Yeah. Say goodbye to Papa first. The mother brings the camera closer to her daughter's face. Bye-bye, Papa. Goodbye, dear. She ends the call. Mr. K and Junior turn to each other. You should be softer to Minda. She is your daughter. She is. That's why I don't appreciate you encouraging her to do more magic. How is she going to fit in with her friends? She is a Kraken. Those mortals would be lucky to be friends with her. Kids can be cruel, Pa. You don't understand what it's like raising a child so different. Is it any different than how I raised you? I never had powers, Pa. So, you were magical in my eyes. To me, you will always be Kraken. Where does Kraken's flight or have it? Mr. K rests a hand upon his son's shoulder. Junior sighs. Not even the 7 seas could contain the depths of his father's dream for him and his family. Upon reaching the mansion, you and Morris head straight to Mr. K's office. The office is dark and moody, the only light within emanating from a projector and a laptop placed upon the desk. Good. You're here on time. You could have sent a driver. Do you know how expensive it is to get a cab all the way here? Not even our regular members get that. Junior, the laptop is making a weird noise. Huh? You hear the laptop fan blowing faster and faster before completely stopping. The laptop screen turns blue and so does the projector display. That's, very unlucky. It was working fine just now. Bah, technology is never reliable. I mean, the laptop looks pretty old. When was the last time that you guys updated it? Good tools last a lifetime. Such mortal creations are unreliable. Never mind. I'm casting the call. The Kraken raises both arms. Deep blue sea water swirls in front of you. A curtain of water rises. The shadows of two figures form, but only the one on the left comes into clarity. Meow, Mr. K. You did not say that you were going to use magic for this call. I would have stood closer to the flower outside the casino, save on the water bill. Maki, the laptop broke. Added to the list of assets to replace this month. More spending. Great. Desiderium, are you with us? You take a note of these individuals. You reckon Mr. K would only call them after you arrived if they are key players in his plan. One's a white cat, but who's the other one? You look over to Morris, but he seems unimpressed by the appearance of these monsters. I'm here. Can we get this over with? I am due for surgery soon. My spell isn't projecting your image. Where are you now? In my office. Forgive me. It's not your spell that's acting up. I've merely straightened the illusion spell that keeps our identities a secret here, sir. You still do your own quote-unquote surgeries? Just get one of your lackeys to do it. I will only do that with the adult patients. Mr. K coughs. As you're both well aware, last night we were attacked. Meow. Definitely not my kind of party. Have you two confirmed that none of the remnants of the cult invaded your locations? The only cult here are those that worship Lady Luck. Hospital security reported no suspicious individuals. Junior steps up next to his father. The investigation team that I sent to the cult site also found no traces of them, just piles of black hoods on the ground. Their presence here is most unnatural. Were there any clues as to their purpose in Gibbleton? Nothing. When we got there, their hardware was all burnt to a crisp, and nothing could be retrieved. Probably Jin's work, if his claims are to be believed. Mr. K growls. We will revisit that mess later then. Onwards to the next task at hand. Junior turns to you both. The fur on your back stands on end, like you've been called out by a teacher in class. Gentlemen, please step forward. Both of you do as he says. Hiss. Junior, what is that doing here? I know you're desperate for members, but did you have to let in every broke-ass riffraff that you come across? And who's aligned with him? What the fu- The cat's animosity towards your partner provokes an immediate response, but one glance at Morris and you know not to cause a scene. You bite your tongue for now. Maki, I'm flattered that you remembered me. Everyone, the threat of demons becoming aware of our plans looms ever more likely. They're already invaded Gibbleton. Which I helped to take them out, so you're welcome, Maki. That's why we're advancing the Demon Lord extermination plan, and we'll have these two help us reach that goal. New and urgent thoughts surface upon hearing the name of the plan. You muster all your willpower to not show a reaction. Extermination? Wait, they want to exterminate me? No, not me. I'm not the Demon Lord anymore, am I? No, it's Vendrick that they're after, right? Wait, but what will happen after that? I can't let them do that. I have to stop them. A surge of courage compels you to act. I am ordering all the resources to be diverted to the completion of the Underworld Gate and the God Killer. Whoa, you didn't say anything about killing the Demon Lord before. All eyes, visible or not, fall on you. It does not involve you both. You can still grab your little friend and leave. But the Demon Lord is all-powerful. What's this going to achieve? Morris moves close and whispers, Dude, zip it. It's none of our business. I know, it's just... Mr. K erupts into laughter. This will change the world. You should be thankful. We're getting rid of the executioner of mortal kind once and for all, boy. If I can interrupt, the God Killer is far from completion. Without a trace of the Demon Lord, this weapon is just a plain sword. Even if it was completed, I'm against us wasting what remains of our kind and our souls on a suicide mission. Exactly. Listen to the doctor, he went to medical school. Junior shakes his head. I don't want to be the bearer of more bad news, but negotiations with our sanctuaries haven't exactly yielded the best results. Nobody that I reached out wants anything to do with this plan. Meow over, I don't think that we can arm enough people with anti-demon weapons with the funds that we have at the moment. Yeah, invasions are expensive. Silence! The gang leader's booming voice shocks all of you. He looks at his subordinates with his chest puffed out in a dominating display. This is not open for discussion. Time will wipe us out if we don't strike now. Zangex is no more, yet his curse still prevails. What? Rao, you said that if he died, we'd all be free. Obviously, we underestimated the extent of his powers, which is why we must attack, capture the current Demon Lord and make them undo it. What if that fails? Then we'll just kill every new Demon Lord that comes until they do it. This went from a punt in the dark to a disaster waiting to happen. Is any of this going to be worth it? We should be focusing on sustaining the numbers that we have now. Mr. K pulls out a photograph from his coat. Look at this. Look at it and tell me that this isn't worth fighting for. He waves the photograph at his subordinates. Maki makes an uncomfortable groaning sound while the faceless Desiderium just sighs. The Kraken then turns to you. You, Big Mouth, look at it and tell me that you wouldn't fight for the future of the cutest person in the world. Huh? Your pupils dart about as you are confused and afraid by his forceful tone. He's showing you a photo of a little pink octopus girl with a big smile. She looks pretty cute. Pretty cute? Just pretty cute? I will show you pretty cute. He grabs you by the collar of your shirt and you feel yourself getting lifted off the ground. Pa, calm down. Please let me handle it. Just as Mr. K sets you down, you can only take in the breath when Junior invades your personal space and grabs you by the collar. Did you just say that my love and joy, my sweet Minda, is just pretty cute? Take a good look, again. Mr. K hands him the photo. You shiver uncomfortably as he shows you the picture. I'm going to give you a minute to reevaluate your words, or I'll reevaluate your face. I'm sorry. She's really, really cute. Super cute. Junior tugs at your collar. What specifically do you find cute about her? She has a cute smile. Please don't hurt me. Damn right she does. Thank you for saying so. He shoves you back onto the ground and you run behind Morris. The exorcist laughs. What's with them? I knew that I forgot to tell you something. It's okay. I got roasted the same way when I first met them. No more hesitating. We are moving ahead with a plan. Junior, give them their orders. The rest of you, open your ears. Dr. Desiderium, you're to continue the God Killer research. Maki, we need to take $50,000 from the coffer. What? Why do we need to use so much for? A flash flood occurred yesterday at the town's paddy fields following a non-stop rainfall. The farmers' crops are ruined and will affect the livelihood of many. This again? How do you expect my casino to profit if every time something bad happens, we have to pay out of pocket to help these mortals? I say we leave them be, and they'll come spend more at my place to make up for what they've lost. We need to tend to these mortals like a farm. If we leave them be, the quality of their souls will dip. Members are already complaining that the souls we give them are too flat as of late. It's a taste of despair. More concerning is the fact that there are talks of the villagers wanting to leave Kibbleton if their families cannot survive here. So Morris and Kobu will be coming over to pick up the check and deliver it to the representatives of the Farmers Association. I'm sure that you two can handle simple delivery work. You're in too deep. If there is no way to stop the gang's plan, your only option is to play along until you find a way to stop them, lest your identity be discovered. I'm not complaining if this will get us to the Underworld Gate. Then Maki, I will meet with you later to discuss our current funds. there is an irregularity in the accounts that I'd like to know about. You'll have to schedule a date with my assistant then. I am busy running a big poker tournament this month. So be it. I will hand out further instructions as the days go by. One last thing. The demons entering the town are not to be taken lightly. Inform all forces to be on guard and do not engage. We'll leave them to Morris here. Ugh, more unpaid work. That is all. Now carry out your orders. The collapse of the water projections signals the end of the meeting. Mr. K exits the room, leaving you with Morris and Junior. Gentlemen, before you go, allow me to introduce you to someone who will be helping you with your work. He taps on his phone and a male Griffin enters the office. He moves with trepidation, as though apologetic that his mere presence is an inconvenience. You rang, sir? Julius, this is Morris and Kobu. Julius is my personal assistant, and he will be taking you around to do your tasks today. Hey Julius. The Griffin nods meekly. Junior makes his way to the door before stopping to turn around. Julius, please make sure that they head out right away. I've scheduled a fitting for them upon their return. You wonder what he means by that, but he's already left the room. The Griffin driver leads you both outside to the same car that took you home yesterday. Where will you be heading to today? Can we take a minute first, Julius? I need to talk to my client in private. Oh, okay. The Griffin appears disheartened as he waits by the car on his lonesome. You, on the other hand, get pulled away by Morris. Well, what a morning. You okay? I'm fine, more or less. Why do you ask? I don't know, maybe because it looked like you were really worried about them trying to fight the Demon Lord. What are your priorities? I mean, come on, he was talking about changing the order of life and death. That's overkill. We don't know how that'll impact everyone on Earth. It's still none of your business, and none of mine. I'm not getting paid to deal with the Demon Lord. Not that I really think that they'll succeed. Geez, I thought you cared. About people, not demons. His words sting a little. You cross your arms and frown. What's the difference? You're part demon. Morris snorts. I am not a demon. He grips his bandaged arm and growls loudly. His body emanates demonic energy. Whoa, are you okay? I'm fine. Just lost my cool. Sorry, I didn't mean anything bad by it. It's fine. I know what you're trying to say, but there's no such thing as a good demon. But if there was, I wouldn't be here. Look, you want to be a demon sympathizer, that's your own business. But I won't support you if you do. Alright. Let's go. We got a job to take care of. You both return to the driver. And no more talk of demons unless we see one. Demons? Where? The Griffin has his hands up, guarding his face. Relax, the only demon will be your boss unless we finish this job. Come on, we need to stop by the casino. The car ride is unbearable. Morris won't look at you, much less talk. So, you boys been out to the Kibbleton countryside before? Nope. You look outside. The concrete walls that you're used to have been replaced by the lush greens of Kibbleton's many farms. Far up a hill, you spot a grand-looking building, newer than anything that you've seen in town. You assume that's where the casino is. I'm not really a farm person. Couldn't manage one online even. Hey now, there's tons of things to do, even out here. You got all this wonderful greenery to explore. Stay away from the haunted hotel though. Is it a tourist trap? Yeah, it traps you, then it eats you. Our people have been keeping an eye on that thing for a while. Still no clue how to safely get rid of it. At least, it doesn't mess up the casino's daily operations. On that note, go to the casino. Best steak in town. They serve it to the best peppercorn sauce, and it comes with a side of soul candy, Earl Green tea. Sorry, the last part is not for me. Plus, I don't gamble. Oh right, you're immortal. Sorry. Guess it's like cannibalism for you to eat that. Let's not go there. I'm having a hard time as it is trying to stomach the fact that your kind eats souls. Hey, it's how we survive. It's no different than your kind killing and eating a chicken. It is different. Not to us. A soul is a soul. Ahem. I'm surprised the casino didn't change its name when Maki took over. I think he proposed it, but Mr. K and Jr. shot the notion down. Typical Maki. Yeah. They both exchange a laugh. It seems like they're in on a joke that you don't know about. The car makes a right turn before reaching the edge of Kibbleton, skipping past the so-called haunted hotel. It slows down as it heads uphill. A part of you is excited like a kid going to a theme park for the first time. Before you can wander further about the casino, the car pulls to a stop. We're here. There's nothing here. Yeah, security isn't letting us up. You're still some distance away from the casino, having stopped in front of a black gate. Another griffin exits a security booth and approaches the car. I need you folks to step out of the vehicle. But they have business with Maki. Junior said so. I know, but Maki said not to let anyone up. I'll call him. Looks like you boys have to go to meet him yourself. I'll wait in the car. He backs up the car too quickly and hits a tree. I'm okay. Okay. The security griffin returns to his booth. A porcelain figure of a cat holding a coin rests upon the open window frame. You recognize the figure as a maneki neko. Many shops in Kibbleton have one. The griffin bumps the maneki neko's paw and it begins to wave, as all such figures do. Dark smoke shoots out of the doll's eyes into a shape before the gate, coalescing into a white-suited cat with twin tails. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Kibbleton Casino. What a pleasure it is to meet. He extends his hands out to you. I want to say Michael. It's Kobu. Yes, Kobu. Welcome to the club. He zips over to you and pulls you in close by the shoulder. We need to remember this moment with a picture. Smile. He pulls out a point-and-shoot camera and takes a selfie. The flash blinds you temporarily. It's the middle of the day. Why is the flash even on? Now, can I offer you something to drink? Coffee? With a puff of smoke, he pulls a cup of coffee out of thin air. Champagne? He tosses the cup into the smoke, and a glass of champagne comes out in its place. Ahem. Oh, forgot you're here. Maki releases his hold of you and faces the boar. Can we just get this check and go? Yes. It's always about the money with you, the broke exorcist. The cat pulls out a check from his shirt pocket. He dangles it in front of the boar. Hang on, let me savor this moment. The day you finally fall off your high horse and come crawling back. Meow. I don't know what you're talking about. This partnership is temporary until I complete the job. Right. You're too good for all this messy work. The good exorcist cannot possibly spoil his name by working with us. Even after we offer such a hefty bounty for the souls that he encounters, he still denies us. How sickeningly rigid. Slithers of demonic power slip through Morris's bandaged arm. You rush over and hold his hand. Hey, quit picking on him. At least Morris stands up for what is right, unlike you soul-eating creatures. Oh, ew. Your love. Love? You both let go of each other. It's not like that. Say no more. I'm honestly bored already. Morris, I will see you break one day. I just know you will. Maki drops the check on the ground and vanishes in a puff of smoke. What a weirdo. Morris looks at the ground in silence. Why does he dislike you so much? I don't know. He had a beef with me since I first came to Kibbleton. You pass the check to Morris. We're halfway done. Let's... Morris's phone rings. He answers the call. Hello? Yeah, we have the check. We're on our way now. Is this part of the contract? They're doing this willingly? Okay. I understand. He ends the call. What's up? That was Junior. There was a second part to our job today. So it's one of those kinds of quests. What does he want now? We have something else to collect when we drop off this check. I guess we're the gang's new errand boys. Better not be heavy. I've got a store to run tonight. It's a soul. Bro, I just said nothing heavy. Are you sure that he didn't mean a soul patch? Because I think he could pull it off. I didn't mishear him. Look, if you're not comfortable with this, you can wait in the car. I'll do it. No way, I can't let you handle all the dirty work. I'll do it. My pa always said that I must be prepared one day to take a life for the greater good. Guess that's today. You pick up a large rock from the path. Dude, drop the rock and the sarcasm, and get in the car. Check in hand, Julius drives you to the home of the Farmers Association leader. It is a short drive down from the casino and into the nearby paddocks. Hey there, folks. Hello, we're here representing Mr. K. Oh, Mr. K's people. Welcome, welcome. We've been expecting someone would arrive, but I don't recognize you both. We're temporarily employed with the group. Here, I think that this is for your association. He hands a check to the representative. Oh, such kindness. Thank you, thank you. We need to call the press. That would be unnecessary. We were only instructed to hand this to you. Then I will make sure that this goes to the families affected. Mr. K is a godsend. All of you are. Our farming community has survived so much thanks to his help through the decades. Please allow us to treat or repay you for bringing such good news. You can hand over the soul that we're after, then we can go back. Ow! I'm sorry, what my impatient friend means is that we appreciate the offer, but really we're here to finish our job. We were told to meet someone who could make a deal with Mr. K. I know who you're referring to. She told us to expect someone to come. Follow me. The representative leads you along an unsealed road connecting the houses in this area. The farmers and their families look out from their homes to watch you. All their attention is beginning to give you goosebumps. You walk closer to Morris. Hey, do you know who are we, reaping here? We're not reaping. The gang doesn't reap. It's more of a forceful suction. Gross. Why do we have to do this again? Junior said everything will be explained once we get here, and we're here. The representative stops in front of a quaint cottage with potted plants and ceramic sea creatures adorning the porch. I'll go get the others, and, give you privacy. He enters the building and yells out to those inside. The two women hurry out of the cottage, and they bow at you before heading off. Last to come out is Jin and the representative. I'll leave you lot to it. We already called the hospital in advance to prepare for the completion of the ritual. As the man leaves, Morris puts his hands on his hips. Why are you here? Yeah, didn't you piss off Mr. K? Why else do you think that I'm doing grunt work looking for this soul? The target is inside. You're here. Why don't you go get it then? The vessel that holds the soul refused to hand it to me. They specifically wanted someone nurturing to talk to them before their soul is taken. Then let's get Julius to do it. We don't need this kind of trouble. That chicken, he can't comfort himself, much less a dying person. Also, this is your problem. No soul means no key. No key means your friend doesn't get saved. To your horror, you realize that these creatures have been using living souls to make the underworld gate. The snake holds an aged piece of paper that radiates magical energy. When the agreement is fulfilled, bring that close to her and the deed will be done. I'll wait here to collect the soul from you. Morris looks at you. The offer still stands for me to do this alone. And my answer is still no. I need that key. Morris takes the paper and you both enter the cottage. You approach the living room and come to a stop in the doorway. There is a bed at the end of the room where an ailing woman lies against a stack of pillows, holding her up. Hello. Her cloudy eyes open slightly wider. Come in, come in. You both enter the room and sit across from her mattress. Oh now, why are you sitting so far away? I can't yell anymore. Come closer. You both move to her side. You sit close to where she rests her head, while Morris takes the foot of the bed. So, who did that snake send? I'd like to know the name of my Grim Reapers before I go. I'm Kobu. Morris, ma'am. Ah, good to meet you both. can't really see you on account of my cataracts, but I trust you two would be good people. After all, who would be willing to see a dying stranger off on her last day? I'm sorry for what you're going through. Don't be. I fought a good fight. I've survived the deaths of 2 husbands, a heart attack, and diabetes. But there are some fights that you can't win. What do you have? She puts a finger to her lips. It's not important. I don't want the last thing on your mind to be my sickness. Is there anything that we can do to make you more comfortable? Sonny boy, I'm on many painkillers. I am perfectly comfortable. Just talk to me a little bit more. Sorry, I'm not used to meeting people before they die. Sad to say, you'll get used to it as you get older. I'm surprised though. Aren't you boys working for Mr. K? I imagine behind shadows you'd seen worse. We're temporary hires. The woman chuckles. That bastard never bothered to show up, not even when I got sick. You mean Mr. K? Knew him? I was a previous leader of the Farmers Association, and I was the one who helped him get a foothold here in Kibbleton. That man was terrible at rallying people when he first arrived in the 1960s. He may look intimidating, but there is a softer side to him. I don't know if that's entirely true. He's more otherworldly, I think. Aren't we all? But deep down he cares in his own strange way. You sound like you know him well. Does that mean you know that he's... She nods. Since when? Very recently. I had my suspicions when I was younger. It was strange how he could pull off all kinds of miracles, but I could never confirm it. He reached out to me and offered a deal for my soul. So you know what you're giving up? Aren't you scared? You're losing your place in the afterlife. I've never been the kind of person to think about where my life would end. I lived my life protecting those beautiful farmlands, keeping my community together. Mr. K promised that in exchange for my soul, he'll continue to support the farmers here and keep Kibbleton going. But your soul is mine, and if I can use what's left of my life to protect those that I care about, I think that it's worth it. Don't you think that what makes us interesting? How we're willing to defy heaven and hell for each other? You think of King, and you think of the journey that you're on. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Well, I'm parched. Morris, dear, I asked the girls to leave behind my favorite drink. Would you mind pouring a bit of it for all of us? He looks around and locates a brown glass bottle and 3 shot glasses. Whiskey? Of course. How about it, boys? Join me in one last toast? Okay, but you only get a little bit. It's not good to drink while medicated. Oh, you. It's not like I'm going to be here much longer. He pours 3 glasses of whiskey and hands one to you. Can you hold yours? Yes. He places a shot glass into her waiting hands. What are we toasting to? To a life well lived. To a life well lived. They raise their shot glasses into the air. To a life well lived. The 3 of you call out cheers before you down the drink. You gasp and cough. It's been so long since you drank something so potent. The woman merely takes a sip before setting the drink aside, chuckling as she hears you trying to regain your composure. This takes me back to my youth, managing the squabbles amongst the townsfolk and downing whiskey with my friends. With my long hair blowing in the wind, I was quite the catch back in my day. I don't know what you're talking about. I think you've caught me right now. Shh. You be careful with this one, Kobu. Men like him will sweet-talk their way into your life and leave you penniless. Oh, I know. But at least he has the looks to match those words of his. You and the woman share a laugh. She strokes her silver hair, perhaps a habit of hers when her hair shined brighter. Morris clambers over to you to sit next to her. He takes out a brush from his pocket. Mind if I give you a little brush? Go right ahead. Morris brushes her hair carefully. His movements are slow and delicate. You've done this before? Yeah, with my mom. She'd be mad if she knew that I was using her secret brushing technique on another woman. She taught you well. The brushing continues for a few minutes, but there is no need to talk. When Morris finishes, the woman waves to him to come closer, and she kisses him on the cheeks. Thank you. Both of you. I think that I am ready. You take a deep breath. She leans back into her pillows and closes her eyes. Morris pulls out the contract. Upon directing it towards the woman, the contract glows brighter, specks of gold dust flying off and caressing her face. As though possessed by the magic, a bright blue flame leaves her mouth and floats over to you. You hold the soul of the woman that you were just talking to. Images of her life play out throughout the flicker of the flame. Her youth, her regrets, her secrets, culminating to her last moments with you and Morris. A familiar sense of knowing fills your chest. You feel the urge to impart judgment upon the soul, as though it were second nature. Kobu. Huh? You look up at Morris. He looks concerned as he reaches out and wipes the tears from your face. I'm sorry. I didn't know what came over me. It's okay. You take one last look at her physical form. She looks peaceful. With that, you both walk back outside. Upon encountering Jin, he snatches the soul from you. No! Morris puts his arm up to stop you from going further. Thank you for your hard work, boys. This will serve us well in completing the underworld gate key. He flicks his hand and the soul disappears like a card trick. Your heart sinks further. Are we done? Yes, you two have played your part. I need to stay and make sure that the woman's body is disposed of properly. Part of the deal and everything. What a pain. Hey, you don't get to complain. You better treat her body with respect. You don't get to tell me how I do my job. Now get out of my sight. Come on. Morris pulls you away, the boar stepping on the snake's tail as he passes by. Morris, you fucking a-hole. He doesn't let you go until you're in the car. Julia starts driving and you're left with a gnawing sensation in the pit of your stomach. What is this feeling? This bittersweet taste seasoned with a hint of guilt. Why am I pulled towards these souls? They don't matter. They shouldn't matter, and yet each one does. Is this how these creatures have been surviving? They cultivate souls and take them through their contracts? The only thing separating us from them is that they eat souls and take them from the living. Their contracts, their whole way of life. Pa, is this why you try to destroy them? Then you feel something tap against you. Morris's hand is bumping into yours with each bounce of the car's suspension. You wonder what he feels. He is frowning as he looks out the window. Perhaps even he isn't immune to seeing a life lost. Your hand creeps closer and your pinkies lock into his. It could be your imagination, but you feel his finger holding yours tighter. There is so much that you don't know, but being with Morris reminds you to not lose sight of your goal. To be continued. Thanks for playing the latest update. If you want to let us know how we're doing, leave a rating and comment on our itch.io page. We want to hear from you. Where the Demon Lurks is supported by those who sponsor us on Patreon, consider supporting us so that we can make the game bigger and better. Or you can support us by buying our new Kobu VR model on sale on itch.io. And if you want to be kept up to date on the development, feel free to follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, Blue Sky, or join our Discord. I kind of wish that it had gone a little bit past that from the car ride, like them going home, maybe talking about what happened, but I guess, no. Anywho, so, interesting to see that over the course of this story, um, Kobu has been gaining a new, I guess, perspective on what's going on in life and whatnot, but from like a mortal's perspective. Um, or I guess outside of the demon lord position that he's supposed to be in. Um, and like even like the scene with the woman passing on, and then like seeing her memories and whatnot, and then feeling the urge to judge it because he is technically the demon lord, even though Vendrick is the acting one right now. Um, I wonder if it sort of is showing that he is capable of the job. It's just that maybe he wasn't ready for it at the beginning of the story. Um, because he, like, if I recall correctly, he still questioned, like, oh, why did I have to become the Demon Lord? Why, like, I didn't have like any like training for this, and like I don't feel prepared to become this thing. And then Vendrake came, and then nearly tried to kill, well, almost killed him, and now he's hiding on in the mortal realm, and now he cares about a mortal that he's trying to get back, which means that he has to go over to the demon, the underworld, and go back to where it started, I guess. Uh, could he be, or could it be that in returning to the underworld, that he could be prepared to, take his rightful spot as the actual demon lord? And is it possible that he might be able to undo whatever it is that is causing the mythical creatures to behave the way that they are behaving? Like maybe strike out a deal and say like, hey, if I am able to undo what whoever it is, I'm not sure if that was actually Kobu's father, because I don't remember his name. um, if I'm able to undo what he did, would you guys stop doing what you're doing? Something like that. But yeah. Because I mean, even the mythical creatures are not human, but they are their own creatures, it feels like they have a right to live too. And it kind of sucks that this kind of feels like it's gonna have Amare be in the line of fire, because they have to show up eventually in Kibbleton, and because there are mythical creatures who, although we're told not to attack any demons that they find, will probably target Amare. And I'm assuming whatever device is being made, the god killer, that it may be used against Amare. Or I suppose also Kobu. Unless, of course, Amare says, like, you know what, let me help you. Why? Because I want to kill Vendrake. I mean, that would probably be like the easiest way to have Amare survive. If they end up having to come into the mortal realm, Kibbleton, and then they're Kobu and Morris find them, but Kobu tells them like, hey, these people want to kill you, so how about this? How about you work with them, create a device that is able to get rid of Vendrake, and then we go from there. I mean, it would still put Amare in danger, but still. Also, the whole little thing with Amare and Nox. Star-crossed lovers, I guess. Anyways, but yeah, so what are your comments? Write it down in the comments section, and thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play Where the Demon Lurks yourself and, read the story and read all from the 3 routes and stay up to date with it, you can do so by going down into the link in the description, which will have a direct link for the itch.io page where you can download the game and play it yourself, or you can just go to itch.io.com and download the game from there. And if you would like to support the project, of course, they do have their Patreon where you can support the project and get early builds of Where the Demon Lurks, or you can also buy their VR chat model of Kobu and, support the project through there. Trust me, it's really worth it. Nice Kate, the one that has made the models for Where the Demon Lurks and also the password avatar models for VR chat, they're really good. And I know you're saying right now, well, I don't play VR chat. Why would I buy it? Because with a little bit of work, you can actually turn it into a VTuber model. As it turns out, it's actually not that hard, and I've done it, to turn any VR chat avatar into a VTuber model. And again, you're probably going like, why would I need that? Why wouldn't you? Anyways, but yeah, so, support them. Buy the model. It'll help the funding of future models. And I want future models. I want Toast. Come on, make my dream come true. I want my Toast VR chat model. And also Morris and Lucian. I don't know how that would work, but yeah, whatever. I want them. Fund the models. Buy the Kobu model to fund the other models. Anyways, but yeah, so they do have merch. And if you're in the general vicinity of Asia and you are able to go to one of those conventions there is actually merch available to you there. And there's also the pop print merch, I think. I'm not exactly sure if that still exists. It might. But yeah, so... Anywho, so I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.